Hi everybody, how's it going? I'm Pabs, I'm a writing VTuber and an artist, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of art study. So the main tool that I use for this kind of art study thing, it's been a while since I've done one of these. The kind of like head one specifically. Like I've been relying so much on the 3D models that I think like I just haven't been using it much. The tool that I normally use. Now, I like to use a website called Line of Action. Now, what Line of Action does is that it's essentially like a big stockpile of different kind of like references for poses for different things. If you go to lineofaction.com, they actually just straight up ask you like, hey, what do you want to draw? You want to draw some humans? You want to draw some animals? Do you want to draw just heads and expressions? And that last one is what we'll be doing today. We're going to be focusing on heads and expressions because, like I said, because I've been relying on the 3D models recently, those have very kind of rudimentary head dimensions. So the goal of this study is going to be to knock out quite a few head drawings and hopefully, you know, get a little bit more comfortable with them, get a little bit more intuitive with them. Okay, so let's head over to the working screen. Alley-oop. Okay, so how do I set this up? Let's see. Okay, let's open up the browser window first. What can we see from there? Okay, that's decently big. Let me shrink that down to around here. We'll take it from there more or less. Okay, so we got all kind of expressions, gender both. Same, what kind of session, all the same length, and what time interval, about 2 minutes. I feel like that's a pretty good thing to do. Okay, so first one up. Very this guy's got a like a great expression. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna maybe like shrink down the window a little bit and then put it around here. Where did I leave my pen? Yeah, 2 minutes might seem like a generous amount of time, but considering how many technical difficulties we might encounter, it's not actually very much time at all. Alright, so this guy is gonna have... Okay, so it's gonna look in this direction, kind of. So... Yeah, the beard is doing a lot for the kind of facial shape. Okay, so that one's kind of gonna go like this. Is he happy? I don't know what this expression is supposed to convey. I don't think it's like angry necessarily. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what this expression is supposed to convey. I think it's just bewilderment. I feel like I've done this exact same expression like when I'm going like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, I'm gonna try to avoid using the what do you call the... Okay, so this is gonna kind of go like this. I made the cheekbone a little too sharp. Oh, it's crude. Okay, so we're moving on to the next guy. Yeah, the way I usually draw heads is that I try to draw them so big circle first and then just kind of like lines for the chin. Okay. Sometimes I get uncomfortable looking at these because I feel like they're moving when I'm not looking. That makes me really scared. Nothing bugs me more than anything in this life than seeing an image which I think is supposed to be a still image, but it's actually like a GIF or something. That just scares the crap out of me. Okay, that's slightly smaller. Yeah, we got way more space out here. Yeah, it's very strange this one because you can see that the mouth is kind of curved in a way that suggests he's kind of smiling a little bit, but like because of the specific angles used, you can tell that he's just kind of upset. Like this is a kind of face that somebody makes at you when, like the Mona Lisa. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Leo, how you doing? Yeah, this is the Mona Lisa with one of those face app filters. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to tell you guys this, but I did sit in on a line of action CEO meeting one time, and it turns out that their entire business model is kind of based around using face app edits of the Mona Lisa with different filters. Yeah, it turns out it's been a whole racket. They've got like a thing going on with them. It's essentially free advertising for them. I like this guy. This guy's like unique. There's something I like about this dude. Okay, so this guy's got kind of like a big old chin right here. Okay, so that's... I don't want to give him the DreamWorks face by accident. Did you eat yet? I did actually. I get these rice bowls, right? I think I've talked about the rice bowls before. I get these rice bowls from a place very near to where I work at. And they sell other little sandwiches and such too. So these days, whenever I have I know I'm streaming later that day, I grab myself a little sandwich or something from the same shop to kind of tank up on before stream. I had like a little everything bagel with egg, ham, cheese. It was real good. I think it's the hair that's doing it for me with this guy. I feel like the hair is just extremely... like... I don't know how to put it. It feels interesting. Like, this guy feels very... like, he's got a lot of personality. Okay. But yes, to answer your question, I did eat yet. Okay. I think it's working for me adding like the second line up top here that has like it's like essentially you make a unibrow and then you make the eyebrows. I feel like that's helping me a lot. Because if you think about it, the forehead is really kind of like a... oh, I'll hold that thought. If you think about it, the forehead is kind of like like one of those water beds, you know? So like, or no, that I'm thinking, what am I thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking of eyes. I'm not sure. I remember hearing like that water bed metaphor at some point. Okay. You can slightly see her other eye over here. So this isn't exactly kind of straight like this. Yeah, a little bit like that. Around here is where the head stops. Okay. Okay, and that's gonna kind of swoop in like this. I like the little wingtip that she's got as her eyeliner. Nice big nose. Okay, there we go. Okay, like that. There we go. Got tragedy struck when I tried to eat the bagel though. Like, I didn't realize that in the shop they cut it up in half before they package it. So what ended up happening is that I ended up like, when I was manhandling the bagel to eat it, I ended up accidentally dropping half of it on the floor. I couldn't eat it. I left it on. I put it in the compostables, but like that almost broke my heart. I hate wasting food by accidentally dropping it or something. You're like a toddler. That could happen to anybody. Okay. That didn't happen because I'm clumsy. That happened because I didn't realize that they fucking cut it in half. What kind of a maniac cuts a bagel in half? I mean, obviously they cut the bagel in half lengthwise, hamburger style, to kind of put the sandwich fillings in there. I understand that, but I didn't realize that they cut it like hot dog style also. I fucking checked my food before I put it into my mouth hole. It was wrapped! I didn't have a way to check it. Alright. Okay. It's true though. I feel like maybe I should try to check my food a little bit more carefully. You know, I feel like that way at least I can avoid such tragedies in the future. I still check. I mean, yeah, that's true. To be fair, I was also in a bit of a hurry. You know, I feel like I know y'all have better food standards, but like Ducker Z. Yeah, the thing is, right? Like, I was in a bit of a hurry too. I essentially clocked out of work. What is this now? 40 minutes ago. So I was in a bit of a hurry to get everything organized in time for stream. Okay. Kind of like that. I feel like this could have been the PogChamp of an alternate universe. In a better world, in a kinder world, this would have been the PogChamp. You can be a few minutes late. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know how to put it. I feel more comfortable when I'm on time. Ah, fuck. I spent so long ruminating about the bagel that I forgot about the time limit on these. It's a shame too. That was a really fun expression. Okay. This dude looks like he owns a microbrewery. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Like, I understand that it's fine for me. You know, it's my house. I can be as late as I want, technically speaking. But I don't know. It feels better for me. It feels like I've accomplished something. I feel uncomfortable changing the time up all of a sudden. Okay. Kind of very wide ears. Then we got the beard. Okay, a little bit like that. This goes up further to the jawbone. Okay, can I say something unwarranted? Sure, why not? That being said, if it's too hurtful, I am banning. I'm like timing you out. What's the unwarranted thing? Yippee? Is that okay? Is that what you wanted to say? Or is that kind of like the precursor to me giving you permission to say the unwarranted thing? Now I'm scared. Okay, let's see. Oh, right, the eyebrows. I forgot about the eyebrows. Is that fucking Peter Falk? I don't know what appropriate word to use. Try coarse. Coarse is a good word. I feel like we don't get enough mileage out of course as a society. Very square head, this man. Okay, there we go. There we go. I feel like I've drawn eyes in like the anime style for so long that no matter what I do, they always end up coming out like vaguely anime. That's one of the things that I've noted that I know that would be a dead giveaway if I ever joined like an art class or something. Like I'd be fine up until like I drew the face or everything, or like I'd be fine up until I drew the eyes, and then they just see like the way I draw them, and I feel like it's just like I don't know how to draw eyes any other way is the thing. I feel like I just draw eyes in like the anime way because like that's just how I've learned to do it, and while obviously that's not really an excuse, it's generally inoffensive, I believe. You know, I don't think anybody's gonna art police me for drawing like anime eyes on Peter Falk. Watching like 5 episodes of Columbo and no more has really done something to my brain. Like the thing is, right? I got access to like the first season or so of Columbo, and I've been very, very, very slowly watching the episodes. Oh, hey, it's this lady again. A good something? Yeah. But like, methinks you're spending a bit too long setting up the face guidelines instead of drawing the features. I think you're focusing on expressions. Oh, that's true. Well, the thing is, right, this art's, yeah, that if that's the thing you were saying, like, unwarranted, that is completely warranted. But the thing is, right, let me pause this time here. That is kind of also the point of the study, because I've been noticing that when I draw with 3D models, the faces end up a little too flat for my liking. So my idea is to kind of get the structure down. You know, the exact expression can be a little bit more loosey-goosey. You know, the expression I can work on independently, but it's kind of like the facial structure, like the depth, the bumps, everything like that. You know, obviously that's going to vary from person to person, but I want to get like a general feel down for it. You know, I feel like I need to... I could improve on that quite a bit. Oh, then I recommend blocking out features. Huh. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Hang on. Let me try it with this one. Okay, so... But yeah, a good something. I will say that like watching those 2 or so episodes of Columbo have been doing like good things to me, because the thing is, right, those episodes in particular, I'm not sure how it was in like maybe the newer seasons or anything, but those older episodes were basically like tiny movies. Okay, blocking out the features. Rather than focusing on how the features lay on the face, building a foundation is more important to translate emotions. So maybe kind of like going more geometric like this. Kind of like that. Give me a second. Sure, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, you can DM it to me on Discord. But yeah, older episodes of Columbo are essentially tiny movies. You know, they've got a fairly long runtime, and they are shot very, very well. I remember the pilot episode was shot by friggin' Steven Spielberg. So you know, that's like, you know, that's not nothing. But yeah, I've been slowly making my way through them. So far, my favorite one has been like the one where he's tracking down like this art dude who murdered his grandparent. Is it possible to spoil a Columbo episode? Is the thing. So my question is, I don't think it is actually possible to spoil a Columbo episode, because I think the specific denouement of the friggin' episode is going to be kind of what drives the intrigue, right? Like how he catches the bad guy. But you know he's going to catch the bad guy. You know the bad guy exists. You know who did it from the very beginning. So there's really nothing to spoil except like how it specifically happens, and I forgot about how that specifically happens. So. Okay, The border happens around here, surprisingly. Anyway, my favorite one is where he catches like this art critic guy. Because the art critic guy is just such a raging asshole throughout this whole thing. Like, the rest of them at least make an attempt to, like, seem, you know, reasonable and nice. But this guy just right off the bat, immediately. Me snet. You snet? Oh. Oh. Okay. I think I get it, Okay, I think I get it. Let me try a different pen, then. Not this one. Or actually, maybe this one. Let me bump up the hardness. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Let's try it with this pen for a little bit, because I feel like maybe this one might actually help with the blocking. Ooh, love how the nose and chin stick out. Yeah, this lady's so pretty. Like, you know, you have your conventional beauty standards, but I think what makes, you know, like, I think because of the way that we have, like, so many people who have just, like, photoshopped, perfectly symmetrical faces, I think, like, nowadays you find more personality, more kind of that uniqueness in, you know, people with, like, not necessarily perfect faces, not what you necessarily consider, like, traditionally beautiful faces by Western standards, but rather ones that have, like, flaws, you know, freckles, stuff like that. Little things like that that give them just, like, so much more personality. That's what I find. Like, that's, like, for example, why I like this dude up here. Because, like, he just really stood out among the other people. I mean, obviously, everybody looks different. Like, there's no two human beings that look the same on Earth. Okay, blocking out the expression, so maybe like that. I made the jaw, the chin, what do they call it? I forget I forget what this part is called. Oh, you're right, this does feel much smoother. But yeah. It's something that I've been noticing, because, like, oh, also sorry for our advice since you didn't ask. Nah, this is, like, yeah, if it's ever unwelcome, even if it is unwarranted, if it's unwelcome, I'll let you know. But yeah, this is very interesting. I've never done this before, so it's very interesting to me. It wrinkles my brain a little bit, and that's a good thing, by the way. The fact that it wrinkles my brain is, like, a good thing. Okay. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Okay. So this one's gonna be a little bit more like that. Okay, a little bit like that. I used to do a lot of art studies, and finding out ways to make it easier was fun. Oh. I'll have to hit you up for a tip sometime then. Yeah, I like doing art studies as well. They feel like... I feel like they're the anti-art block, you know? I feel like if you don't know what to draw, if you do some studies, if nothing else, you'll be prepared for once you know what you do want to draw. Damn it, forgot to block out the expression. Well, it's also no good to think about it too much. Okay, so... Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I see many more benefits of this now, so... She has a really gentle expression. The ears are more like... almost like this a little bit. Bit rounder over here. You can't. Okay, so you can't really see the bottom, her other cheekbone. Yeah, that right. I think the reason I was confused about the word is because you always hear it in the context of like high cheekbones, right? Oops, forgot you saw that. Like you always hear cheekbones in the context of like very high cheekbones, right? So I think like I started associating those words together so much that they just became kind of like a compound word in my mind. So now when I think of cheekbones, I'm just immediately like, oh, high cheekbone. Oh, this is a very scrunkly expression. Okay. She looks like that one cat. Hold on. Oh, the cat's that's like a scunging or something? Yeah, I could see that. The cat no banana. Okay. Lots of personality in this face. Yeah, the cat no banana me. This is a very good expression. I feel like I'm getting yelled at in real life. Yeah, when it's kind of forward-facing like this, that's not really a problem because I can kind of just you know, I think the main issue comes from when the expression is the face is kind of like to the side a little bit more like this, because I think that's when I kind of struggle a little bit more. So you know, it's like if it's like 3/4 angle or like forward facing, you know, that's kind of like that's fine for me. That's not really an issue. But I think it's more when it's kind of at an angle. I think that's what I really need to like practice with. All right, we've kind of finished that one. So oh hey, hey, look, she's happy now. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. 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 Okay, there we go. Yeah, the two main things that I want to kind of practice on are making kind of more cartoony character designs, and also just kind of improving my use of the 3D models. Because, hang on, I feel like when it comes to character designs, having the ability to really kind of like all my characters look like normal people, and that's perfectly fine. But I want to be able to experiment a little bit more with body shapes and everything. You know, get really hog wild with it and not worry so much about everything. Because I notice consistently, it's one of those things, right, where like, yeah, this kind of relates to a point that I mentioned before about like personality. Like I feel like I want to have my drawings to have much more personality than they do now. They have the dynamicism that I want. You know, I'm very proud of like the amount of dynamicism that my work has, but like there are still things that I feel I want to get even better at. Hey, isn't that this guy from the beginning? I do wonder if they just have like a small group of people that they just like photograph consistently. That makes the most sense to me. This dude has the haircut and beard of like a Greek statue. You know, it's one of those things that kind of like reach all the way around. Okay. Then, yeah, fucking the first time I saw I saw the portrait, the bust of Nero. I almost laughed my ass off because it turns out that the dude who squandered Rome and almost burned it to the ground also has a neck beard. It's just a lot to take in. Hang on, here we go. I might be okay. I might be thinking of Caligula. Actually, I don't know if I'm thinking of Nero or Caligula, but one of those like old ancient Roman dudes has like the biggest neckbeard you've seen on a man. Seriously, it was kind of impressive actually. I think maybe that was what they were going for, you know, kind of like, you know, and they figured they can, and he figured he couldn't grow a regular beard, and so he just kind of like went for the next best thing he had, which was to just kind of be audacious enough to grow it out completely. All right, moving on to a new layer. Okay. Ooh, this one's good. This one's just kind of like what I was looking for. So like more from the side. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah, the neck is also something that's always fascinated me. So the way it kind of like connects to the general head is very interesting. Yeah, this blocking things out thing really helped. Thank you, Leo. Okay, then that's going to kind of go in like this. And then over here, like... Okay, and that's gonna kind of go in like this. Here we go. I kind of wish I had one of these, like, what do you call it? Like these hairband things, because my hair is starting to grow out a little bit again. I need a haircut, but I don't have the time to book one. Oh. Or at least I don't make the time to book one. I'm sure I can take like 15 minutes away from work one of these days to just set up a little cita. It's just me, or have we seen this lady from the same angle before? Okay, then over here. I think this might be like a slightly different drawing, but this feels extremely familiar in terms of like the structure and everything. Okay. Like that, I think. Is there anything else we can add to it? Yeah, I've been thinking as well about like I remember when I went to like an art class, one time they told me that you should draw heads like with these two. Okay, so I think it was like this and then like this. Oh, hold that thought. I'll add to that one in a little bit, but okay, over here. Then okay. This is actually very similar to that angle that we first saw out there. It's fun finding like little parallels between these pictures because they are very much the same people, but it's fun to see them in like different scenarios as well. Okay, there we go. Then over here. Okay. Add the beard. Perfect. Anyway, I remember that in this one study I did, you were actually supposed to add a second line around here, or somewhere around here. Like, I think it was like almost like this, where you had the center line for where like the nose and everything would be, and then these two lines for like where the face kind of folds in. You know, a little bit like this. And that way, you know, you'd have your eyes over here, your nose over here. But that way you'd be able to like more accurately like make the cheekbones and everything. Kind of like that. Now this face, this expression is extremely neutral. I think this is the most I think this might be the most neutral one we've seen yet. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of that half a press video? So the idea is that a speedrunner for Mario 64 one time discovered that, or I don't know if discover is the right word. They essentially mapped out that you can essentially create half a press in Mario. I cannot for the life of me remember the full explanation, but essentially, if you did some funky stuff in Mario 64, you could essentially create the command prompt for half a press of a button, and if you did that, you managed to have like the exact right kind of thing to set a world record or something like that. Like I said, I don't remember the exact science behind it, but what I do remember is that specific category of speedrunning was for like limiting the number of button presses that you actually do. So if you know much about speedrunning, okay, maybe a very basic explanation if you don't know what speedrunning is. Speedrunning is the practice of trying to go through a game as fast as possible. So, you know, who can beat the game the fastest? So, with that out of the way, there are different categories as well. It's not just about, like, you know, who gets to the end of the game. It's also for who can get to the end of the game with maybe, like, the fewest amount of buttons pressed. You know, that's a speedrun category, and that's what this video, I think, was about. It might have been this one, or it might have been a separate one. I don't remember. I think it might have been like a Zelda one that had, like, this weird thing as well. Older consoles have such a weird fucking thing with, like, older consoles are so much fun for speedrunning because, nowadays you get like games like Ultra Kill where speed, or Neon White, right, where speedrunning is kind of built into it as almost like a critical function of the game. You've got like time trials and everything, and it's kind of built into it, and it's got systems to kind of encourage that type of play. But then you've got older systems which, were essentially just teams of people trying to make whatever they could work. So what essentially happened is, because of the weird programming quirks that they had to utilize to make that happen, what you ended up with was these extremely niche, very obscure, almost counterintuitive, really, different ways to beat games. Like, I remember that for one specific game, you actually need to play another game for like 20 minutes and then start playing it. For some reason, like that's the kind of weirdness that I'm talking about. Like, it's just messing around with like the memory storage and everything to kind of bork the game so that it gets you to where you want to be. And it's really fascinating the way they discover that. Nothing can beat speedrunning 625 Sandwich Maker game. I've never heard of that one. 625 Sandwich Maker game. I think the only Sandwich Maker game I've ever played was like one of those Papa's Pizzeria spin-offs when Flash was still around. I like the angles on this dude's head. Mini triangle. Very, very interesting. I remember I was really interested in Papa's Pizzeria for one specific game, which was this one, which was almost like a Super Mario Brothers clone. I think I was like interested in like the movement in it, because I remember you actually had quite a bit of range of movement for that game. I think that's how I also really liked Fancy Pants Adventure when I was a kid. I remember that I really liked that game because it just let you like duck and roll and do all these like cool parkour things. I don't know how good at it I was, but I had a lot of fun playing that game. Did I do this right? It feels almost like the dude's jaw is more squared up like this. Yeah, there we go. That being said, I do remember that there is a YouTube channel called like Easy Speezy or something like that, where they essentially like speedrun old Flash games, because not a lot of people have like records in those, because nobody thinks to try for those records. But this guy thinks to do it, and because of that, he has like 14th place in like 60 different games. Because he just like gave it that effort, and he researched those speedrunning strats. And the wildest thing to me is that there are like communities of these guys out here. Like he's like number 14 because there's only 13 other dudes who were kind of in that speedrunning community, and they know all the tricks, which is frankly fascinating to me. Like, to think that this one thing that I spent like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours at most in elementary school or something, just to while away the time playing, is what some people have spent hours and hours and hours on. I mean, obviously you think about the game developers in that way too. So, like everybody, like that duck racing game that was really popular, I remember. That one had to be made by somebody, and that took a lot of hours. But thinking about what it takes to kind of have those speedrun strategies on lock is kind of mind-boggling. Yeah. Okay, and then that's gonna go in like this. This lady's pogging. The word PogChamp has ruined a lot of my visual calculus and kind of like my pattern recognition ability, because now I'll see somebody with like a face kind of like this, and I'll immediately go like, that's PogChamp. That person's pogging, instead of, you know, like saying, oh yeah, this person's like happy or surprised or astonished. Like, this lady just looks like she found out that her friends were playing a surprise birthday for her all day long when she thought nobody was going to remember her birthday. That's the kind of expression she has. And I feel like I had deeply undercut the effort that went into making that expression by saying like, oh, she's pogging. Brain damage, yeah. Oh, this is an angle. Now we're talking. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like it's almost flat, almost. That's amazing. But yeah, now the facts is, if you're gonna be on the internet for any meaningful amount of time, you gotta get ready for a little bit of, you gotta get ready to break the warranty seal on your brain when it comes to vocabulary and your language centers, I think. You know, it's almost like realizing that at some point, if you walk the streets of New York, you're gonna step on a place where a pigeon craft, like almost immediately. Yeah, it is a little weird to remember that like most streets have been covered to some degree in like an animal body fluid. You're welcome for that thought, by the way. Okay, then over here like this. Perfect. Like how all water was once pee, and to piss it shall return. I mean, yeah, that's true though. Like, if we start like desalinating water as a means of getting more fresh water, that's definitely going to be true. That at some point, you're going to drink somebody's filtered pee. It might have already happened. Isn't life exciting? Speaking of, that's a really bad segue. But you know, speaking of which, I should drink some water. Now here's my question. Oh, it already happened and continues too. Yeah, I figured. You know, with water filtration systems being as advanced as they are, it almost seems wasteful not to. Okay. Don't like that. Yeah. Here's my question. You know, when I said the word segue, was segue... Okay, so segue is a way to say, like, you're kind of moving on to another topic, right? Like, was that before they invented the kind of, like, two-wheel device, or after? Because if it's before, then I wonder why they called a two-wheel device that, and if it's after, then I wonder why they use that word. They borrowed the name of the two-wheel device to... What is the fucking like technical terminology for what a Segway, the vehicle is? Like, is it just a vehicle? Is it like a personal vehicle? I feel like that's the closest thing you could call it. Like, that's a personal vehicle. You know, in terms of like wider categorizations, I do wonder what kind of taxonomy under which the Segway falls. Paul Blart would know this. I actually really enjoyed... I don't know if people... You know, I feel like a lot of... I feel like due to the irony poisoning of the internet, a lot of legitimately good stuff has been kind of overshadowed by its ironic enjoyment. So, you know, I like, there's a lot of people who, like, quote unquote ironically enjoy Paul Blart. I legitimately liked the movie when I watched it. You know, I thought it was fairly entertaining. But you know, now you got people who like talk about like Morbius is the greatest film of all time, who are doing it 100% ironically for the bit. If they were forced to watch Morbius, they would hate it. I mean, I imagine. I guess at least a select number of those people would find legitimate enjoyment in it. You know, there's something out there for everyone, after all. But what I'm saying is that because of the way that a lot of like quote unquote discussion of media on the internet has kind of evolved, I feel like it's very common these days to believe that something is bad because a lot of people enjoy it. So I remember some dude said that like, oh, I thought Breaking Bad was bad, like Morbius, because you know a lot of people are making memes about it. I thought that was the case. That show won like 5 Emmy awards or some shit. It literally won all the awards it possibly could. And people think it's like a bad show because, you know, nowadays you can't enjoy anything without like a veneer of irony kind of supporting it. I feel like I made the jaw too low. Needs to be a little higher. There we go. That seems more kind of in line with what the lady has. This is very neatly cut hair. It's amazing. Oh wait, no, I made the neck too wide as well. There we go, it's like that. Oh no, what happened, big guy? Oh, he's so sad. Oh, hang on, there we go. Speaking of good stuff, yesterday I started reading iShield 21, and I read like 50 chapters in one sitting. If you've never heard of iShield 21, it's a manga about a dude in high school who joins his high school's American football team. He's like one of the he's like one of the 3 guys in it at the beginning. They start getting more regulars as the kind of chapters go on, but I really enjoy it. Surprised you haven't read it before. Yeah, I like honestly, it like I really like it. I really sincerely do, because I feel like a worse writer would have completely fucked up a lot of different parts about it. But all of the characters have like you know, like the jokes land for me. The jokes land for me, which is one good thing. But also like all the characters feel good. Like, you know, even the captain of the football team, who is without a doubt a self-serving asshole who essentially coerces everybody into cooperating with him, he still manages to be a very compelling and interesting character, because he manages to, you know, you can tell that he has a lot of passion for the sport. Like everything he does because he loves football, and that's just, and it just makes you, you know, not necessarily think he's a good person, but it makes you like him as a character, and that's so important. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people miss about certain things, is that like, or you know, when it comes to characterization, is that they think that they can make a character a likable asshole by just making them an asshole. But or you know, saying they're an asshole and then not having them do any asshole-ish thing. This guy is definitely an asshole, but he has like he's such a compelling asshole. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I really enjoyed. I feel like because I didn't like sports growing up, I didn't think I'd be that into sports manga, but I think that might be actually the opposite case. Because I remember reading a while back, I remember reading The Boxer essentially in one sitting as well. I think I might like sports manga, I just don't like sports. I remember I also read like Slam Dunk, and I really enjoyed that. To be fair, those are really well written. You didn't have your sport manga arc, huh? Nah. I swear to God, if I had a sport manga arc, I would have become a jock. Instead, I'm just kind of an all-purpose meathead. You know, I'm more of a martial arts geek than anything. But yeah, I swear to God, if I had read Slam Dunk in like middle school or something, I would have played basketball in high school. That's the kind of person I am. I mean, the best time to have a sports manga arc is 5 years ago. The second best time to have a sports manga arc is today. So, maybe that's when now that's like a new project I can make for myself, read some sports manga. That's everyone's initial reaction. You ain't special. To what, Slam Dunk? That makes sense. Slam Dunk is very good. That's why sports manga is dangerous. Yeah, sports manga was written by high schools as propaganda to make you play actual sports. No getting into the sport after reading. God. I mean, yeah, that is true, though. Like, just because I've been reading about American football doesn't mean I want to play American football. I have enough brain damage as it is. Although I do remember one time getting absurdly fascinated by like what you could do to rob people of yards in American football, because I read that apparently suplexing people is a valid strategy for that. Yeah, you can find like videos of dudes straight up German suplexing guys on the field in American football. Obviously, it's extremely dangerous for both people. The guy who's doing it because he might get crushed by 300 pounds of quarterback, and for the quarterback because if you like having a functioning spine, getting suplex isn't exactly ideal for you. As a rule of thumb, getting suplex isn't great if you like having a functional spine. I mean, if you don't like having a functional spine, then I really don't know what to say to you. I think we live in extremely different realities, and I wish you all the best. There we go. But yeah, it's been a while since I just like sat down and binge read some manga. I feel like I really needed it. Oh hey, it's this dude who I said has a microbrewery. What are you doing, man? How's the microbrewery going? How's that Kickstarter money doing you? No, I don't think you can fund microbreweries on a Kickstarter unless it's gonna be like an online service. I know that's how a lot of people get started these days, I know that a lot of people don't actually establish brick and mortar shops, they just kind of run it out of their house. Since you read Slam Dunk, did you also read Real? No, I didn't read Real. Not yet. I did read a little bit of the comic book version that he made of Musashi Miyamoto's life. That was very interesting. Okay. I didn't manage to read all of it. It's so emotionally crushing. I love it so much. Yeah. Yeah, like that guy has just a real good way of like really pulling your heartstrings when you least expect it. Like, I remember starting to read Slam Dunk. I'm like, oh, this guy's just kind of a general asshole, huh? About the protagonist. But then I read about, like, I kept reading. I kept realizing, like, oh, this guy actually wants to get better. Not just to impress this girl, but because he's starting to genuinely like it. But I also read about, like, what happened to his dad and everything. And I'm like, oh, man. Oh, I feel for this boy. Okay, there we go. I feel like this guy should play a banjo. This guy right here. I feel like if he had got a banjo in his hands, he'd know how to play it. Oh, hey, it's this guy again. I missed you, bro. Where you been? Okay, so theoretically speaking, I could keep doing this forever. I think we're gonna do like maybe maybe finish this page and then maybe take a little break. Okay, so then kind of like this and a little bit like this. But yeah, I think the guy the author of Slam Dunk, Inoue, I think his name is. I feel like he really understands kind of the medium that he's using, because I feel like a lot of, not just Slam Dunk, but even with that Miyamoto Musashi one that I was talking about, I feel like the way that he can convey emotion with the panels is extremely skilled. I'm not sure how much other stuff he worked on before he started working on those two. Yeah, I wonder how much experience he had with making comics before he made Slam Dunk and everything, because a lot of the kind of paneling that he uses really communicates the emotion very well. I feel like that's also a big component of it. Let's see. Yeah. You know what this guy reminds me of? He reminds me of that Italian dude from Valhalla. That's also what he reminds me of. Armando? Something like that. That was their name, I think. Okay, so again, very kind of scrunched up face right here. Oh, that was a good mouth line. I like that line. I always like it when people kind of really scrunch up their face and you can see these little things on their chin. I really like that. Okay. Okay, ears out here. But yeah, I feel like I've gotten a slightly better grasp of the head shape from this. Just a little bit. Mainly that I need to work on the cheekbones and how I do the eyes a little bit more. I feel like rather than worrying about the head shapes, I feel like I can do the head shapes, but maybe it's more about how the eyes look. Yeah, that's something that I've struggled to be consistent with, is eyes. I don't want to draw every single eye the same, but it's also I don't know how to put it. It's eyes are something that I struggle with. In terms of perspective, eyes are hard. Yeah. I mean, this coming from a guy who doesn't have any, but this is a nice expression. Okay. Then when I don't draw for a while, I forget how to draw them. Yeah, like I said, I've got a general idea of how eyes work, but I feel like that kind of isn't enough for me anymore. I feel like I want to learn how to do more, I want to become an extremely capable individual when it comes to art. Like I said, I feel like I have the poses down and everything, but I want to I want to work on areas that I feel like I can be stronger in. And I think like eyes are one of those areas. How did this guy get his face to like get shaped like this? I feel like a lot of it has to be the beard. I feel like the beard adds like additional volume to the face that I'm not seeing, because I feel there's no way that this is just his actual facial structure. This looks like an old man. This looks like an old man who sells you vegetables that he grew himself. You meet this guy at the farmer's market, and he tells you like a story about like how him and his cousins were actually kidnapped by a UFO one time, and he sells you the best vegetables you've ever eaten for prices that you would think are criminal. Because they're low, you know, not because they're high. He doesn't overcharge for his vegetables. This is more of a hobby thing for him. Okay. This is also a good expression. Yeah, very often like expressions of like pain and everything can look very like overdone, I think. So obviously it's not easy to get an expression of somebody in pain, because, you know, I feel like that's a very difficult emotion to fake, and not faking it would mean that they actually are in pain, which would be an inhumane working condition. So, you know, not easy either way. Okay. Big old ear right over here. This guy, okay, this guy's ear cartilage has a unique kind of dent in it, if you can see that. It's like a little dip right here. Oh yeah, today I found out that there's a word for like being aware of your own body. Apparently it's called kinesthesia. Yeah, the kind of ability to have awareness of your own body is called kinesthesia. Okay, now this guy has a very rich face. Okay, full of detail. There we go. Very wide eyebrows, very nice. Okay. Okay. Interestingly enough, no sign of the cheekbone on the behind the nose, which means I either have it drawn it tall enough, or this dude just kind of has lowish cheekbones. Okay. There we go. Drink some water. Okay. Less defined cheekbones. Yeah. No cheekbones, Andy. I got 2 indentations where my cheekbones should be. The doctors tried to give me an implant, but I refused. But your face will collapse in on them, they said. Huh, I got these cheekbones from my dad, James McNo Cheekbones. And he got them from his father, Grandpappy McNo Cheekbones. This is a long family line, proud of their lack of cheekbones. Technically, I don't have cheekbones either. I don't have any bones, so... You know, I think this is definitely like the pot calling the kettle black a little bit. Here we go. Oh yeah, I also learned that apparently there's a thing called a zigzag bridge, right? And now this is a bridge where essentially you kind of like, it's either arranged in a zigzag so that the kind of parts of the bridge can all kind of stack on top of one another, or you know, it's just kind of like two. So it's either like planks kind of on top of each other like this, or it's kind of like side by side blocks like this. And they call it, I mean, it's obvious why they call it a zigzag bridge, but apparently this kind of wooden one over here is actually very good for stuff like marshes and places where like foundations readily sink, because when the planks are kind of all supporting each other like this, it becomes much harder for them to kind of sink into the muck. All right, I'm gonna take a little break here. To kind of like stretch my wrists and everything. We've been kind of going pretty hard for the past, what is now, like an hour? About an hour, I'd say. So I'm very happy with the progress that we've been making. Summertime is coming to an end soon. And while I know that a lot of people will be very happy about that, I'm personally going to miss the longer days. It just feels more gloomy when the sun sets at 5 o'clock, you know? Yeah, finally. Yeah, I know you. I know you're a big fan of the Culture Monthly of. Yeah. I don't know though. I feel like I've had a very fulfilling summer. You know, I passed an exam. I had my first tabletop RPG gaming session. You know, I don't know if I've progressed much as a streamer, but I feel like I've certainly not gone backwards, which is something. I love thinking it's 3 a.m. when it's 5 p.m. God, yeah, I need to like, yeah, I think unless I absolutely have to, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The wintertime over here is always such a pain in the ass because everything gets so damn cold. You know, it's like, it's just unpleasant generally to kind of just have it be that cold. All right, let's do a little review of what we've done so far. All right, so first page, I think once I started kind of blocking shadows, like you said, I feel like I started really getting the hang of it a little bit more. Or not blocking shadows, blocking out parts of the expression. I feel like I started getting it a little bit more, especially using like this like more painterly brush. I feel helped a lot. Like it's like night and day, right? I just want to be able to cuddle my cats without dying and worrying about them overheating. What about you overheating? Cats are pretty warm. Yeah, I'm very happy with these expressions. I feel like they're... Yeah, I think this final page especially just has a lot of good ones. Like this kind of middle row in particular I'm very happy with. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think I don't care what happens to me. God, God, yeah, you just like melted like a ice cube puddle. You cast a spell you found on like an obscure Wikipedia page to let your cats be fireproof. So now you're just cuddling them in the middle of summer. They're very happy. They're purring, and you know, perfectly fine. But you're kind of in like a melted ice cube of a puddle. Hang on, I kind of want to draw that. Hang on. Okay, so you have kind of like a swallowtail bang right down the middle, and you have like the kind of thing around here. It occurs to me that I don't really have much experience drawing puddles. I'll figure it out as I go along. Okay. Free Paps Art Pog. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There we go. I thought you were turning my cat into Among Us. No, I wouldn't do that to baby. Unless the cat explicitly asked me to turn it into Among Us. Unless I'm specifically asked to turn anybody into Among Us, I'm not turning anybody into Among Us. I am turning your cat into like a soot mark, though. There we go. He is one, though. Yeah, black cats are actually kind of made out of charcoal. White cats are made out of pure ash, or perhaps snow. There we go. Leof just absolutely melted in a puddle. Little earrings. Kind of there also. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna send that one to you. Let me just scale it up a little bit. Also fix kind of like the shape of the puddle. There we go. Poor Leof. Turned into a puddle and just a pet his cat for all time. What a way to go, honestly. Alright. Why isn't it letting me take a screenshot? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I feel like sometimes the screenshot tool takes us a second to warm up. There we go. What should I do now? To be honest, I'm kind of tired of drawing. Oh wait, I know. I could start like making like small comics. That'd be nice. It's been a while since I've done that. All right, hang on. I had an idea for one that I wanted to try out for a while. Okay. How big is this brush? A little bigger would be good. Okay, that's gonna kind of go in like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick little grayscale comic because I've been itching to do another one of those, but I haven't really had the time. Okay. There we go. I always kind of mix up how chubby I should make my head, because my instincts say maximum chunk, but my art sensibilities say ease up on the chunk, make sure that it makes sense in like the perspective more than anything. Okay, then over here. I also make you really chunky, and I'm like, wait. Yeah. Well, I mean, like in my human form, I'm certainly a man of gravity, but it's not like I'm particularly overweight. I'm just kind of round, like soft looking. I look very huggable, I think, is the kind of like way that I think I'd put it best. I look like I would give a really good hug. Okay. Oh god, what? What did I do? What, are you upset that I said I'm huggable? I don't exactly see that as an offensive statement. Or at least not easily. Are there people who... I know there are people who don't like physical contact. So, you know, I guess those would be anti-hug. So I guess huggability isn't really a desirable quality for them. Well, even if it isn't particularly a high in demand kind of quality, I'm sure there's a niche market for it out there somewhere. This finger is too sharp. I need to make it blunter. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like how a lot of I feel like a lot of the comics that I make are going to start with me just kind of looking up in a general direction, because I'm just so short that if I'm talking to literally anybody who isn't extremely short, I'm just gonna have to look up, you know, out of necessity. You know, as a survival skill. Okay, we got the chancla there. Something else that I've kind of fallen in love with is actually instead of making speech bubbles, I've actually started getting really into just using subtitles. I feel like they give the whole thing like a very cinematic feel, which I'm a big fan of. I feel like that also gives you a bit more, you know, not really like tying the speech bubble to a particular emotion or anything. Kind of gives you more of an idea, more freedom. The reader, I mean, kind of gives the reader more freedom in how to orient it. I see that you've drawn me something. Thank you. This is honestly a little bit concerning. Oops, I almost effaced it. I'm not gonna lie, King. This is a little terrifying. Thank you, it looks wonderful. Your riceys are really good. I think you've really captured the riceys properly. God. These people are treating me like a corn dog. They're boiling me alive. Or frying me alive, or roasting me alive. These people are treating me like a lobster. They're roasting me alive. Thank you, though. That looks wonderful. The expression is also really good. Okay. That's panel 1 done. This will be panel 2. That's fucking an avocado. Thanks. Outside away reaction? Yeah. I read that as outside away, and I thought, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that grammatically. I realize now that you probably meant to say puts it away. That really is a fine drawing, though. Nice work. Okay. Okay, which side of the canvas am I on? I'm on this kind of side. Oh, gotta be more careful. Here we go. My back profile isn't nearly as impressive as my front profile. Okay, so I need to get like a really buff guy. Alright, I need somebody with their arms crossed. Where can I find that? That's not quite arms crossed, is it? Arms crossed. Crossed. No, that's not quite right. There should be one out here, right? Oh, here we go. Then just make this guy stupid buff. Shoulders are a bit tense up there. Need to like lower them a little bit. Okay, then push this hand back a little bit. And also this hand back a little bit. No. What about like... Yes, okay. Okay. We'll lower the opacity on this quite a bit. Well, let's put that face training that I just did to good use. I say as I struggle to draw a single cheekbone. Gonna give this guy the chin of all time. A big old toothpick too. This guy's gonna look like Duke Nukem by the time I'm finished with him. I do wonder if Duke Nukem will ever get another video game. I somehow doubt it, but I do know that they did have like a beta release of Duke Nukem Forever. Like, I remember that somebody leaked like a beta version of Duke Nukem Forever, and that was a thing for like about a week or possibly even a day. I remember it didn't have a particularly long half-life, partly because like the gameplay itself also was just not very interesting. Gonna give this dude like the Vegeta haircut. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna give this guy a mullet because why not? Okay. I forgot how to write an F for a second there. I'm sure that's not indicative of my mental faculty at all. Alright. Man, making random goons is honestly the best. I don't say this nearly enough, but it's just so much fun to make like a random dude whose entire thing is that he's just gonna appear for like maybe a scene or two, and then he's just gonna vanish forever because like either the protagonist beat him up or just because like he's not particularly relevant to the story. I don't know why, but I feel like those provide like the best kind of characters. Like for example, Odd Job, right? I've never actually seen the movie where Odd Job is in, but I do know that, you know, he was a very famous part of that movie. Although that might also be because of like the GoldenEye 64 game. There we go. Let's see, and then kind of like that. There we go. Nice and easy triceps. I love when a background character isn't important at all, but you keep seeing them at some random point, and somehow they have like a lore with a partner or something. Yeah, that's the best. Like, honestly, I know... Like, I remember in One Piece, I remember when I read One Piece, this panda guy kept up showing, like, this buff dude in, like, a panda mask kept showing up out of nowhere in, like, group shots. And like, he had, like, such a sense of mystery and intrigue to him. It was so cool. Okay. There we go. I also really like it when the antagonists of the story are also just complete losers. I feel like that's an underrated kind of situation. Like, Team Rocket, for example, are the antagonists, but they are also undeniably just complete failures in terms of being productive members of society. and I love them for that. It's really fucking funny. Like they can basically run a successful business out of anything, Team Rocket, but they cannot manage to catch this one dude and his pet rat. Granted, that pet rat has proven to be extremely powerful on several occasions, but still, goddamn. Yeah, not to dunk on Team Rocket, but like I certainly don't think I'd do a better job catching Pikachu than Team Rocket, but I feel like I would at least, you know, not manage to get blown away into the horizon every single time. I don't know, that might just be my hubris, though. Nah, no sunglasses shine. Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of move it up here. Okay, and now we're gonna have him kind of be like... Hang on. Okay, I bet I can position this arm well enough. God, the tuning on some of these is really weird. Okay, let's see here. No, that's not quite right. Kind of like this, like... Nope. Okay, I think at this point I'm better off controlling the individual joints. Assuming I get the mouse accuracy to do that. Okay, then over here. Then over here. Sink this guy down a little bit. Move this back a couple of paces. Okay. And then over here like this. I feel like I could use a better hand pose for this. Hang on. The claw. I always liked it how those little green guys said that word. The claw. Okay, and then... Okay, cool. Alright, so... Now we're gonna get maybe a little bit violent. Hang on, I gotta keep this dude's character design up over here. Hey, Liev. Oh, your head from the back, I see. That's not incorrect. Yeah, that's about right, actually. Hang on. My man. So, about this Discord chat you sent me. Great job, dude. Very funny. I mean, to be fair, that's just kind of like what heads look like from the back if you've got a big neck. Technically, I don't have a neck. I wonder where that puts me. Hang on, I gotta go grab a sketchbook because I had this planned out. Actually, I had this comic planned out before. I'm just trying to draw it from memory a little bit, but I don't think I have it handy here. Let me take a look, see if I can't get it back. Yeah, that's what the fuck are you drawing, by the way? You'll see. You'll see. It's just a short comic. Now, if I can find the original sketch of it, though, that would be very helpful, because I feel like I got a really good expression in that one. Somewhere around here. Oh, here we go. Okay, then what does this guy's nose look like? Okay. Then over here, it's sunglasses. They look a little bit like swimming goggles from this angle. Okay, so that'll kind of go in. Okay, so... Okay, so hand behind the head. Over here. Then the other arm would be kind of across the way like this. There we go. I'm just giving this guy a nice arm-shaped scarf. Don't worry about it. There we go. Anyway, this comic for me was a little bit of catharsis ever since I realized that, like, when you upload images to social media websites like Twitter or something, they either have to be like in a very specific format or a very specific kind of like size or aspect ratio or whatever. Otherwise, they get like all compressed to shit and they look awful. So I kind of drew this in a fit of rage after I realized that. The original comic, I mean. Right now I'm very chill. I am extremely calm and so normal. Okay. Actually, I think it'd be funnier if his hand was like in this direction. Somebody upstairs moved their table, and now I know. I heard the little floor squeak. God, I had this nightmare one time that... okay, so like... In this nightmare, I was still in my university dormitories. I think at this point I'd been living by myself for like a couple months, so it was one of those nightmares where it was like a completely unrealistic scenario. I mean, those are most nightmares, but like this one was specifically unrealistic because like I had like I'd moved out of university for like at least a few months now. Hang on, I'm gonna like position my hand back here. I don't want to touch his greasy mullet, but that's life sometimes. Okay, there we go. God, I still remember those pictures of like kids in like this mullet championship. I don't know if that was just like the child division or like they could only find kids who wanted to have like those sick ass mullets, but like I do wonder why it was like just all like 13-year-olds who looked like they were named like Hunter with a Y or something. Okay, there we go. And over here. Then over here. Okay, I think I've got this dude's basic design down, so I don't need to have that image back there anymore. Okay. Here we go. You know, like, the thing is, right? I complain about, like, the image compression on certain websites, but the fact is, if it didn't... It's kind of a miracle that it can accept so many image types to begin with. Like, it's a miracle that, like, certain websites accept JPEG at all. Excuse me. At all. Like, if I think about it, right? If you think about it, like, in the kind of, like, history of web coding, there must have been thousands upon thousands of image formats. I mean, nowadays we only think of, like, JPEG and PNG, but, like, there must have been, like, at least... There must have been way more than that back in the day. So I am wondering, like, what exactly is the kind of, you know, like, I imagine that, like, it must have just been a measure to make sure that everything kind of looks the same. In terms of, like, file format. I don't know if it's meant to favor, like, one specific thing or another. Like, I know, for example, Twitter, for example, right now favors JPEGs for some godforsaken reason. Fucking hate JPEG. JPEG, my enemy. But... that's just how it is. Meanwhile, all other sites are... Actually, no, I think it is just a Twitter thing that it just prefers JPEGs. I think most other websites are pretty chill and dandy with PNGs. So what's up with Twitter, then? Maybe it's because, like, PNGs have a higher image size? That might be it. But yeah, it is just such a mystery how to get, like, good image quality on certain websites. It does feel like, especially for me, for someone like me who doesn't particularly pay attention to it, I just kind of pay attention to it while it's in the drawing program. So I don't think about too hard about what it looks like once it's out of there. I wonder if this is against TOS. Well... Nobody, listen, remember, nobody talks, everybody walks. Okay, then over here. Then like this, and then here. I feel like you could also do a Doro Hey Doro bit with this one. I'll get into that a little later once I start adding the text. Yeah, out of context, this looks really bad, but I promise you, within context, it makes perfect sense. Or at the very least, it'll be funnier. I also like the fact that I just clambered up onto this guy's back like some kind of Dragon's Dogma character. Yeah, I think hiding my lower body would be good for this. Hang on, I gotta move both of these down. There we go. Now I can finish his finger. Okay, move that there, move that there. I mean, I know Tumblr also had like this weird image compression problem where if you wanted to have a higher quality image, you'd have to tell people, hey, you should probably click on that if you want the higher quality version. I know Tumblr also had that problem. I don't know which one doesn't have that problem. To be perfectly honest. I think all of them have limitations in their own ways. All social media for posting art, I mean. Okay. There we go. Okay, so then we're gonna go... Okay, I need to flip myself around here. Nah, that's not gonna work. I can, however, free transform myself to be like a little bit stouter. Okay. So then that's gonna be... What's this? Oh, that's the Leaf Doodle, right? Okay. Okay. And these are also going to be like slightly darker. This is going to be slightly lighter. This one's also going to be slightly darker. Yeah, same with Twitter. Like, you gotta open the image and a new tab to get 10 better quality. Yeah. Yeah, no, the pain, the suffering, the hatred. Okay, and then shift those. Give myself a little haircut here. Also, I need to speak to this. I've got my sketchbook open by my side right here, and I need to be extremely careful. Otherwise, I'm gonna get a paper cut, but like directly where my artery would be. So I should probably move. I moved it away just now, but I was like very much feeling like, oh man, if I keep my sketchbook here, I am definitely gonna get a paper cut in a dire place. There's lots of bad ways to go out, but death by paper cut has to be among the worst. Nah, I'm not gonna like add any floor effects or anything. Okay, so where's that like where's that one font that I like to use, like Pacific or something? LMNOP. I love those pics of the guys with really veiny arms. The caption that like that's one paper cut and he's gone. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so then edge color black, interior color white. Okay. Actually, maybe like a pinkish color would be good. Okay. Then we go to panel 2. Make sure to keep everything nice and tidy. Get our layers together. And I'm gonna need the first panel though to make sure that I've got the color picking right. Oops. Yeah, thankfully I only need to color pick one thing. The third panel might be a little bit more difficult, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, and then like this. There we go. A little bit brighter than that. Okay, and then vector eraser right here. We can cut it. We can work with this. Hang on. Gotta use the G pen for this one. Okay, this guy's text I feel will be kind of like yellowish. Okay. Okay, I need to like... Okay, first of all, I need the outline here to be able to read this properly. All right, what text size do we have going on this first layer is my question. Okay, so that's about 44. Let's make that 40-ish, 40 square. That's a nice easy number to remember. Okay. I don't like this because it covers my head, though. That's a more difficult problem for me to solve. I always feel like I should pixelate him a little bit as a part of the bit. We'll see, we'll see. We can add some After Effects afterwards. Hence the name, After Effects. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Mosaic time, yeah. Okay. Oh, right, you can't see his pants in this one. Alright, so I'm just gonna need to use the black here. I don't know if it's very obvious that I'm trying to put him in a chokehold in this one. Well, trying is a strong word. I'm putting him in a chokehold. I don't know if that reads too well, but I hope it'll get the point across. Oh, right, I forgot the sunglasses rim. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to make his face red or something to really make it stand out. Like I said, we're gonna do some wacky stuff with the effects and filtering after this, so I'm not too worried about anything just yet. Okay. What I think might look better is if I put like my hand over on this side. I feel like that would read a little bit more easily. Alright, hang on. Let me fix this up. No, that's not gonna read too well at all. Yeah, maybe on his head would be good. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, that should be all more or less all the coloring I have to do for this part. I love doing stuff in grayscale, I don't know why. It makes me feel very classy. I say as I draw a picture of myself choking out a manifestation of image compression. Okay, and then hard eraser over here. Okay, I know that there's also like manga materials, like a speed line or something. I feel like I shouldn't try to keep this on the screen too long, or else Twitch is gonna smack my little pizza hands. Yeah, this thing. Hang on. Let me download it real quick. I'll take this opportunity to drink some water. Radical blur. Here we go. Nah, this one's no good. Oh, this one might be good. Yeah, this is more or less what I was looking for. I do it by hand, but honestly, I'm not feeling enough to do that. Use radical blur. Hang on. Filter blur. Do you mean radial blur, or is that a pen? Radical blur. Where can I find that? Or is that just the name of the material? Like, hang on. Radial. Oh, fucking. Okay. Okay. Alright, hang on. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was like you were trying to say radial blur or something, but I never know. I never, like, it's difficult to tell sometimes. Okay, let me try this out. Filter, blur, radial blur. Okay. So what I think I need to do is I need to copy and paste this layer. First of all, I need to give this guy like some more obvious signs that he's being choked. Hang on. There we go. I feel like that's good enough. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to kind of put this guy together here. Hang on. I want to try out this mosaic thing. You know, we'll go little by little. Okay. Merge selected layers. Here we go. Now, if you look like a little parasite. Oh, man. Listen, if I look for like a parasite, that's because I'm delivering justice, alright? Alright, hang on. Effect, mosaic. Okay, I need to like not select this middle part here, otherwise the crunch life thing loses its joke. There we go. Also, I should probably blur myself out a little bit here because, like, I'm like in the foreground. Hang on. Lower the luminosity a little bit, or at the very least, like, add like some kind of drop shadow to it. So, oh wait, I know. Selection from layer, create selection, and then just kind of darken that with gray, and then there we go. God, even the shadow that I made for myself is kind of pixelated. That looks really gross. Okay. I see in my Steam notification that everybody's playing Ultra Cult because a new chapter just dropped today. That's nice. I really gotta finish that game at some point on stream. Wait, what if I like... Hang on, what if I compressed little bits and pieces of him more than others? So it's still like obvious that he's supposed to be like a dude, but it's like... You know, more pronounced in certain places. All I've been seeing is Cult of the Lamb. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I think even that Ina is playing that in Hololive. Yeah, I know the trailer for it was actually really good. I was very impressed. Effect, mosaic. Maybe just doing that on the arm isn't good. So what about like over here? Okay, and then... Okay. Oh, oops, hang on. I gotta put this in here. There we go. Okay, copy and paste that, and then... right, okay, so I need to like select this dude in general. Okay, there we go. Effect. Oh, right. I haven't merged those layers together yet. Actually, no. Put that back. Filter, mosaic. Now it just looks like he's giving me the finger. Maybe this part right here, too. Effect, mosaic. Yeah, it really doesn't read well when I have my hand up there either. I think it read the best when I had my hand down here. I can fix that quickly though. Hang on. Yeah, because this is also how you're just not to sound too dark, but this is also how you're supposed to choke somebody out, is that you put your your kind of dominant hand across their neck, and then you try to push their head into the kind of guillotine that you make with your elbow. You try to push them into that with your other hand. Here we go. Yeah, we can just kind of keep doing this. Yeah, once I get that mosaic, I think I can just like use the fill tool as I usually do. Okay, and then I can just kind of like erase this part up here and replace it with more mosaic. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're actually going to expand this right here. So it takes up a lot more of the canvas. And then radial blur a little bit. Lower the strength a little bit. But then kind of like make it stronger as it goes out. Hang on. I need to like duplicate this, merge them, and then we're in business. Yeah, not too much, because otherwise it'll become a little janky looking. And then maybe expand it some more. Nah. Maybe like overlaying it with like a red filter. That might be a bit too much though. I mean, like, certainly it grows on you, but I don't think it's strictly speaking like a good move. What if, like, just around this area, I doubled it up? And then we just kind of blend it out. Or erase it. Hang on. Yeah, I think erasing is going to be more efficient in this scenario. Alright, cool. I think that's our comic done. Alright, so let's make sure that just kind of reads well. Okay. This could be a little higher up. Let me tuck that in there. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. All right, so it's the 18th, right? All right, I'm pretty satisfied with that in terms of like artistic maximum effort. This still makes me laugh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end stream there though. I think I've had a long day. I think I can kick back a little while. All right, so let's see. On Saturday, I'll be back to playing Resident Evil 4, and on Sunday, I'll be doing some more Blender art. Not sure what I'll be doing for that just yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I still remember most of it. I'll definitely be brushing up right before stream, though, just in case. Alright, well, good night, everyone. Thank you very much, and I will see you all later. Bye.